The world woke to silence. Gone were the familiar sounds of conflict. News reports, usually a cacophony of despair, stood still. People everywhere emerged from their homes, blinking at the unfamiliar tranquility. A collective gasp rippled across continents, a shared breath held in the face of the unknown. The silence was unsettling, a stark contrast to the chaos that had become the norm. Yet within this quiet, a fragile hope began to bloom. Could this be real? Could this be lasting? The world held its breath, waiting, praying for an answer.
In a quiet corner of a sprawling cemetery, an old man stood before a weathered headstone. His name was Elias, and he had come to visit his son, a young soldier lost to the senselessness of war. The silence here was different, a heavy blanket muffling the world's newfound peace. Elias traced the engraved letters of his son's name, his heart a knot of grief and unshed tears. He had always come here to share his pain, to rage against the injustice of it all. But today, the silence choked his anger, replacing it with a strange emptiness.
Across the globe, amidst the ruins of once great cities, a profound realization began to dawn. The silence wasn't just the absence of war, it was the absence of hatred, of division. It was the sound of shared grief, of collective loss. And within that shared sorrow, a bridge of empathy began to form.
Former enemies, their faces etched with the memories of conflict, looked at each other with new eyes. They saw not adversaries, but fellow humans who had also known fear, who had also experienced loss. The things that had divided them seemed to crumble alongside the rubble, revealing the common ground beneath.
Section 4. Whispers of a New Dawn. The silence, once unsettling, was now becoming a balm. It allowed for reflection, for introspection. People began to speak, not of grievances or past wrongs, but of hopes for the future. Whispers of forgiveness, of understanding began to fill the void left by the din of discord. In the absence of conflict, the world turned to healing. Communities came together to rebuild, to support those who had lost loved ones. Old wounds, though still painful, began to scar over, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit.
Mommy, she asked, what was war?
The mother, taken aback by the question, paused for a moment, searching for the right words.
War, she finally said, was when people forgot how to love each other.
But Mommy, the little girl persisted, why would they forget?
I don't know, sweetheart, she replied, but I think we're remembering again.
Section 6. Towards a Shared Tomorrow. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across a world bathed in the soft hues of twilight, humanity stood at a crossroads. The path behind was littered with the wreckage of conflict, but the path ahead, illuminated by the promise of peace, beckoned with open arms. Elias, leaving the cemetery as the first stars began to appear, felt a shift within himself. The crushing weight of grief had lessened, replaced by a glimmer of hope. He thought of his son, not with bitterness, but with a bittersweet fondness. The world was changing, and perhaps, just perhaps, it was changing for the better. The silence had awakened something profound in the hearts of humanity, a longing for connection, for understanding, for peace. And as they moved forward, hand in hand, towards a shared future, they carried that silence with them, a solemn reminder of all that had been lost and all that could be gained.
The world was changing, and perhaps, just perhaps, it was changing for the better.
The silence had awakened something profound in the hearts of humanity, a longing for connection, for understanding, for peace.
And as they moved forward, hand in hand, towards a shared future, they carried that silence with them, a solemn reminder of all that had been lost and all that could be gained.